Ferencvaros v Millwall 2004. UEFA Cup 3000. Millwall invade Budapest in Hungary for a clash with feared rivals Ferencvaros. One man was seriously injured after being stabbed during violent clashes between Ferencvaros and Millwall supporters in Budapest ahead of their UEFA Cup tie. The scuffles broke out before the match kicked off at 1900 GMT, 2000 local time, as tensions flared between rival fans. 8 people were taken to hospital. There is one man who speaks English who was stabbed in the back, said Paul Gratis, a spokesperson for the ambulance service. Police estimate that up to 3,000 Millwall fans travelled to Hungary for the fixture. According to witnesses, law enforcement had to deploy tear gas and mounted officers to restore order as the violence escalated. Hungarian police spokesman Endre Kormos confirmed that 2 Millwall supporters had been arrested on Wednesday for disorderly conduct and remained in custody. Who are Fradi? Hungary's Ferencvaros fans, Fradi, have long been considered one of the most violent firms in Central Europe over past altercations. Governing body UEFA have sanctioned the club on several occasions in the past. Hooligans linked to the club reportedly stabbed 4 Millwall fans in 2004 before this UEFA Cup match. UEFA also charged the club over crowd trouble and racist abuse directed towards Millwall players. Then in 2013, fans also fought with police after a friendly match against Leeds United. As recent as January 2025, footage shows dozens of Ferencvaros ultras secretly dressed up in high-visibility security jackets making their way down the stairs in Budapest's Groupama arena. Their sneaky plan saw them mix in with the actual security policing the away end to keep any trouble at bay between the two sets of supporters. Then, they launched their attack on the AS Alkmaar travelling fans, resulting in panic and mass fighting. The main Ferencvaros Ultras group is called Green Monsters, and they were formed back in 1995, with members mostly between the ages of 18 and 40. They are located behind the goal at the Groupama Arena in sections B1, B2, B3, MVM and C1. In an interview with one member of the Green Monsters, they said, "It is necessary to think about Ferencvaros as a lifestyle, and that for sure, we are the #1 ultra group of Hungary's most popular and successful team. We keep ourselves to this and try to stay the best." Millwall Bushwacker Harry told us. The evening began with a planned meet-up at 7 p.m. by the river. By 7:30 p.m., around 600 Millwall fans had gathered, forming a strong and organised group. From there, we moved towards the metro station, passing through the city square and streets lined with casinos. As we advanced, a sudden shout went up. Ferencvaros, Fradi, had arrived. They emerged from behind and from a side street, roughly 150 of them. Without hesitation, the old faces charged in. Chairs, paper stands, road signs, anything that could be used was thrown. At least 6 Hungarian lads were left sprawled on the floor, and their group quickly scattered after taking a serious beating. The police intervened with tear gas, forcing us to move towards the station. Our numbers had dropped to around 400 due to the earlier chase, but spirits remained high. At the metro, we packed in like sardines. As we reached the first stop, we spotted 3 Hungarian lads who immediately ran down the platform, clearly warning their firm. Soon, about 25-30 of them appeared. The train doors remained shut, and they started banging on the windows, taunting us. Then, bang! The doors opened, and our lads piled out. Within seconds, the opposition was on their toes, running for cover. Some were chased up the stairs where more of their lot stood, but chose to back away. We returned to the train, but as the doors shut, they came back down to have another go. When the doors reopened, the same thing happened. Once again, they scattered. Amidst all this, a Hungarian woman on the train collapsed. She lay unconscious for over 10 minutes as her friends desperately tried to wake her. Her body was stiff, and she showed no signs of life. She was carried off at the next station, still unconscious. There were fears she had suffered a heart attack, and though nothing was confirmed, it was a tragic moment to witness. Upon arrival at the stadium, there were some scuffles in the station, but the police remained clueless. Outside, we found ourselves surrounded by Ferencvaros fans. With nowhere to go, we stood together, pressed against the railings as bottles and objects were thrown our way. The police fired gas to disperse them, but nothing serious happened near the ground. At the turnstiles, around 700 Millwall fans queued to get in, while many were already inside. However, 15 of us, including myself, were denied entry and were left outside the away section. Another 10 Millwall lads, who had also been refused entry, joined us, bringing our numbers to just 25. At this point, we all knew we were in a dangerous spot. The police told us to clear off, so we cautiously walked onto the main road, constantly expecting an ambush. Small groups of locals were hanging around, but fortunately, nothing happened. By the time we reached the metro, our numbers had grown to around 40, but we remained on high alert after 2 intense encounters earlier in the night. Back in the city, we reunited with more Millwall lads at the hotel. Some had their own stories of walking back alone after the game, each with their own close calls. It was a massive result for us. Some of the lads who had been with England's firm before said this topped anything they had ever seen. Ferencvaros are known as one of the top firms in Europe, but tonight they came up against the best. They now know what Millwall is about. That said, there was some terrible news, reports of multiple stabbings, with word spreading that at least 12 people had been attacked. Our thoughts go out to them, and we hope they are all safe and recovering. Fradi firm member Neo told us. It was a long day and our team did well on the pitch, but things didn't go our way on the streets. The first fight broke out near the Ferencvaros stadium. Around 10-15 Millwall lads clashed with 30 of ours. With the numbers in our favour, it was a clear victory for Fradi. The second fight took place at Verus Marti Square. About 200 Ferencvaros hooligans faced off against 40-50 Millwall fans. Again, with superior numbers, it was another easy win. Millwall regrouped after 10 minutes, looking more organised, but before anything could happen, the police arrived and shut it down. The third major clash happened later at the same place. This time, a large group of Millwall, about 300, many of them solid lads, were confronted by 200 of us attacking from the side streets. They stood their ground, and after a brutal fight involving bottles, bats and chairs, it ended in a draw. 2 Millwall lads got stabbed in the chaos, something I strongly disagree with. Now people will say we're no better than gypsies, but Millwall had knives as well. I hope those guys recover. The fourth major fight happened at Ferencvaros metro station. The English stopped a train, and around 120 of our lads charged down from the top level. A full-scale riot broke out. Millwall had 200-300 in total. It was hard to tell exactly, but they pushed us back up the stairs. We regrouped and went again, but they controlled the fight and won. Several of our lads got badly beaten. The fifth fight happened at Nepliget metro station. Millwall caused chaos, smashing everything in sight. Unfortunately, several normal people got caught up in the violence and were attacked. There was also a big clash with the police, who had to use gas to stop them. After that, some of our lads tried to attack the Millwall section outside the stadium, but the police won that battle. The game itself was easy. We're through. Both sets of fans gave good support inside the ground. More reports may come in about what happened after the match. My conclusion: Millwall did well, respect to them. Our lads fought hard, but many of our top boys didn't show up. As I mentioned before, A lot of them now work in security and couldn't get involved. Our group is falling apart. Today, it was mostly younger faces, the new generation. With only about 30-40 older lads, it wasn't enough. Some thought this would be a party, but Millwall came prepared. They stuck together after the first 2 attacks, and that made the difference. It's our first defeat in years. We thank Harry and Neo for their memories. It's clear that Millwall had a result in Budapest. As both sides confirm, Millwall upheld their status as one of Europe's top firms. Fradi still rate as a big danger to all Europe's firms, though. Thanks for watching. Please share, like and subscribe, as it really helps our channel grow to give you bigger, better content.